They were all trained to run toward danger, but that night, as the cold rain cut through the empty highway and his little daughter slept in the back seat, the Navy SEAL was running from something else, something far more terrifying than any battlefield, the fear of failing the only person who ever truly needed him. He didn't know that stopping for a stranger on the side of the road would change the course of his entire life. He didn't know that in less than 24 hours, a black government convoy would pull up in front of his tiny house. Or that an admiral would step out, look him straight in the eyes and say, "Son, the woman you saved last night, she isn't a stranger." From that moment on, there would be no turning back. Stay until the end, because the real reason the admiral came will break you. The highway was dead silent, except for the steady hiss of rain on broken asphalt. No cars for miles. No streetlights. Just darkness and the red glow of the dashboard clock reading 2:17 a.m. Ethan Carter tightened his grip on the steering wheel. His knuckles were white. The muscles in his jaw flexed as he tried to shake away the weight of the day. He'd been Navy SEAL for almost 15 years, seen things no man should ever see. Gunfire. Explosions. Friends lost in seconds. Missions buried in classified files. But nothing he had experienced in war compared to what he felt now, being a single father trying to raise a 6-year-old girl on his own. In the back seat, Lily slept, her small chest rising and falling, her favorite stuffed dolphin tucked under her chin. She always wanted that dolphin with her, the one he'd won at a rundown boardwalk carnival the year her mom was still alive. The year they had still been a family. A sharp memory stabbed him. A hospital hallway. Monitors going silent. A nurse's gentle hand on his shoulder. A world collapsing in a quiet white room. "Daddy. I'm tired." Lily's voice echoed in his mind from earlier that night. "I know, princess. Just hold on a little longer," he had whispered, brushing hair out of her eyes. Now she was asleep. Safe. That was all he wanted. That was all that mattered. Then he saw her. A figure, standing on the shoulder of the road, barely visible through the storm. A woman. No umbrella. No car. Just standing there. Ethan slowed the vehicle without even thinking. Training told him this could be a trap. A setup. An ambush. But instinct, and something deeper, overruled the soldier in him. He pulled over. Rolled down the window. The woman stumbled toward the car. Her face was pale. Eyes glassy. Blood on her sleeve. "Please," she said, her voice barely surviving the rain. "They're coming back. I escaped. I just need somewhere safe." 100 warning bells went off in his mind. But when he looked at her, he didn't see a threat. He saw fear. Raw. Real. The kind you never mistake. He opened the door. "Get in. Now." The moment she climbed in, he drove. Tires screaming against wet pavement as the world blurred around them. He kept checking the mirrors. Watching. Listening. "You're safe," he said, his voice calm but ready. "No one's following." She didn't answer at first. She just stared at Lily in the back seat. "You have a beautiful daughter," she whispered. "Yeah, she's my whole world." They drove until they reached his town. He didn't take her home. That would be foolish. Instead, he pulled up to a small 24-hour clinic on the edge of the city. "I'm going to get you help," he said. She grabbed his arm with surprising strength. "No police," she begged. "Please. Promise me you won't call the police." Ethan hesitated, then nodded. "No police." The doctors asked questions. He gave nothing away except the basics. She claimed her name was Claire. No last name. No address. Just gratitude in her exhausted eyes. Before sunrise, she was gone. No goodbye. No number. No explanation. Just silence. That afternoon, while Ethan watched Lily play in the small dirt yard behind their rented house, something felt wrong. The air was heavier. The birds had gone silent. A deep rumble echoed down the street. Black SUVs? 4 of them. Government plates. Windows tinted. They stopped in front of his home. The doors opened. Men in full uniform stepped out. Not soldiers. High-ranking command. Then a man emerged slowly from the central vehicle. Gray hair. Perfect posture. Eyes that had seen wars begin and end. An admiral. Lily ran to her father, grabbing his leg. "Daddy, who is that?" Ethan didn't answer. He just stood up slowly, every muscle tense, eyes never leaving the man walking toward him. The admiral stopped just a few feet away. Studied him. Then nodded. "Chief Petty Officer Ethan Carter. Navy SEAL." "Yes, sir. May I come in?" Ethan opened the door in silence. Inside the house, the admiral looked at the old family photos on the wall. Lily. His wife. A younger version of himself before life had burned everything down. Then the admiral finally spoke again. "Last night, you saved a woman on the highway." Ethan froze. "You weren't ordered. You weren't on a mission. You violated 3 protocols, and still saved her life." He looked up. "Do you know who she is, son?" Ethan swallowed hard. "No, sir." The admiral's jaw tightened. "She is my daughter." Silence exploded inside the tiny living room. "And there is only one reason she is still alive today." The admiral stepped closer, his voice lowering, thick with emotion. "Because a broken man with nothing left in the world chose compassion over training." And that was only the beginning of the truth. The room felt like it was shrinking around him. Ethan's mind ran through 1,000 thoughts. Who had hurt her? Why her? Why him? "I don't understand, sir," he finally said. "She was taken," the admiral replied. "Not by criminals, but by people who once wore the same uniform you wear." Ethan's heart pounded. "A covert faction. Off the books. They trade information. Secrets. Lives. She found out too much. They tried to silence her. And I just happened to be driving by?" Ethan asked bitterly. The admiral leaned forward. "There are no accidents on a battlefield, or in life." He then reached into his pocket and placed a small medal on the table. A Navy cross. "You saved more than just my daughter last night," he said. "Because of what she now remembers, an entire corrupt operation will be exposed." Ethan looked down at the medal, then at Lily playing on the floor, unaware that her father had just become part of something far bigger than himself. "But here's the part you don't know yet." The admiral took a breath. "I wasn't sure I could trust her with anyone. Not even my own men." He looked him straight in the eyes. "So last night, I was testing the world for answers. To see if there was still one good man left in the dark." Outside, the convoy waited. "But the test isn't over, son." The admiral reached across the table and slid a classified envelope toward him. Inside, maps. Names. Coordinates. A final mission. Not for the Navy. Not for the government. But for truth. And for the future of a little girl sleeping with a stuffed dolphin in the next room. "You can refuse," the admiral said. Ethan didn't hesitate. "I already said yes the moment I opened that door last night." The admiral smiled for the first time. "Then welcome back to the real mission, SEAL." And as the sun set behind them, father and soldier stood on the same ground at last, not fighting for a country, but for something far more powerful. Family, honor, and the courage to stop for a stranger in the dark.